ज्वाइन करके छोड़ दो। मैंने ज्वाइन कर दिया। उसमें डेली रजिस्टर करना पड़ता है, उनके पास रिकॉर्ड हो जाता है। उस लिंक पे क्लिक करोगे, वो रजिस्टर को बोलेगा, ओके करोगे तब लिंक आएगा, फिर ज्वाइन कर पाओगे। कैसे चला हुआ है?
Good morning, Rahul sir.
Good morning, Manjesh.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
Good morning. So I am based out of the SAP location in Gurgaon, and the weather, of course, I believe it's like a 2 weeks advancement of what it's supposed to be. So the mornings and evenings are nice. They're getting a bit cold, but afternoons become very hot. So I still see that some parts of the country are still receiving rainfall. How's it that happening in Bhubaneswar and Bangalore? I think Bangalore just went through a lot of rain. Pune did experience a lot of rain, and Mumbai as well. So it's a bit of a erratic weather, especially because of climate change.
In Bhubaneswar, they're expecting in Diwali, during Diwali.
Yes, I see the cyclone forming in the Bay of Bengal, and that will impact south and maybe east as well. So Bhubaneswar and Chennai, and I think yeah. But did we always get to have a more wet Diwali, as what they say, or it's like a happening for the first time, or it may happen for the first time?
I think this time we're going to face this type of situation. Otherwise,
Okay.
in previous years, it was after Diwali or before Diwali.
And with this unusual weather also comes with bit of a, challenges like the flu, viral spread a bit across over here. So, and for us in North especially, we get into a bit of a pollution problem. So already our air quality is into a poor level, and we may see more stubble burnings impact that's going to happen sometime in the next week, 10 days plus. In spite of the ban on the crackers, I mean, they still allowed the green ones. I don't know how people would want to possibly see, celebrating Diwali. So, yeah, bit of a, I think the life is going to be a lot of challenges always.
Cyclone and Odisha, we have strong bond there.
Yes, I think there've been quite a bit of cyclones this time in the Orissa, impacting the Orissa area. Yeah. Andhra, of course, I think had a lot of rains maybe in the weekend. So if you see my background image, this is of a conference we had in Victoria University this year. For all of you know that Victoria University is our academic competency partner for the APJ region. And coincidentally, this is SAP celebrating 50 years of its existence. So we've had this nice banner, and I probably ended up having a photograph of that. So we'll also have the academic conference next year, most probably again in Melbourne, Victoria University. So hopefully we should have quite a bit of participants physically joining us. This time it was hybrid. We still had about overall around close to 60 odd professors from different parts of APJ. But let's hope that it becomes more open for travel, and maybe we also see, majority of you also joining us for the conference. Dr. Panda, you've attended any of our academic conference in the past?
Last I attended in Bangalore.
Okay.
After that,
Oh yes, so you've attended SAP Decade, which is a flagship event of SAP for.
And faculty day also. Faculty day also, I've attended some.
Yes, so the faculty day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the past, we did organize a one-day event. We used to organize an event where we would invite faculties from some of our top institutions, member colleges, and it would be all about different sessions, right from getting to hear about the latest technology, as well as to also see different opportunities for people to exchange knowledge as well. Plus, we also used to invite a celebrity speaker. So, but the academic conference from the university alliances is it's a mix of both the speakers from SAP, from our partners who would share their experiences and knowledge and the journey with SAP, and of course about the latest solutions what SAP has to offer. But it's one day of that kind of an event, and 4 days is trainer workshops. So invariably we keep it like a 5-day event, so that whenever you're coming in, and of course physically we've been doing that in the past, is to get you to engage, learn, and also build connects with different other universities as well. And we've seen some of the universities also, collaborating with other colleges outside India, maybe for the student exchange programs or even the faculty exchange programs. So invariably an opportunity to connect both on SAP as well as maybe in the different domain areas where you see an opportunity to engage and see how you can look at working together. So we would probably start looking at inviting faculties, maybe send out an email. We call them as EDMs. So it's more about probably saving the date. So an information in terms of when exactly and where it's going to be taking place into 2023. So we'll start all the communications probably by end of January. But definitely a great opportunity for faculties to come and be a part of such international events, and look at different areas of collaboration. I have also sent you information about the ERP Sim India competition. I believe majority of you would have received emails, and there are a few who've already sent details of the student team that is going to be participating from the college. So for those who haven't yet send the team details, please send it at the earliest, because we are looking at a maximum of about 20 teams participating, one per college. And this is happening from 9 to 12th of November. It's a virtual event. And I'm sure you have some idea about ERP simulation, which is, a game-based learning environment from HEC Montreal. Those are the actual owners of that game, and SAP has collaborated with them to use their game and basically look at running some of these student competitions. So we do an India competition, and the top 3 teams will actually qualify for the APJ Cup, which is going to happen in April 2023. And then the top 3 teams from that will participate in the National Cup, which will happen sometime in June. So if you haven't received information from my side, please do let me know. But I'll be very happy to accept, teams from each of the colleges that are part of the program. And we also need one mentor per team that needs to be supporting. So we're looking at a 4-day kind of event where for the first 3 days, we'll be running practice sessions on a manufacturing module. And then we'll run the final game on the 12th of November, which is a Saturday. So I look forward to receiving your team details sometime this week, because I understand the next week is Diwali. But if you're able to probably form a team of 5 students, the max we look at in one team, please formulate that team quickly and then send me the details on an email.
Rahul sir, could you please send me the link from where I can get the complete information about this event?
So drop me an email. You okay? What I'll do is I have your email ID. I'll drop in an email about the entire competition event, all the information and what you need to do from your side to participate in this competition.
Okay, sir, fine.
In fact, I will send it to all, to everybody after today's session. Yeah. It's about 9:30, so I don't know where Professor Bell is. Let me just ping him.
I'm already there. I'm listening to everything.
Oh, so sir, you are there from an IMI Bhubaneswar ID.
Yeah, because today I started that session, so it's being
Okay.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm there since I only started the session.
Oh, fantastic. All right.
So I was listening to your conversation.
Yeah, I thought maybe
doing
possibly I was
some
waiting for you to
testing,
join in,
but
and then maybe
I
yeah.
made you the co-host so that you can keep admitting participants.
Yes, sir. Got
and-
that. I'm doing that as well.
Mm.
So we are about 7 minutes past the scheduled time. Do you think we should get started, sir? Because or
Just wait for 3-4 minutes more,
all right.
because there's 15 will again they will miss out on everything, and then again they will ask these questions.
True.
That's why I asked yesterday that what time we want to start. Just people give me a comfortable time when everyone can join.
But we looked at 9:20 start, but that's
I
okay.
know that, I know that, but it's true.
Yes, let's wait for about another 3-4 minutes and then we'll get started,
That's
because
what, there's 20 of them. So once this crosses 20 plus, then we'll start.
Okay.
आपका माइक ऑन है
So should we get started?
Just give me 2 minutes
Okay.
because I'm facing the same problem with my laptop. It is not allowing me to create anything.
Okay.
So I'm
No worries.
switching the computer. Oh,
Okay, now can we start?
Yes, sir. We can get started now.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Rakesh.
Mm.
Around. Hello?
Yes, sir. Can hear you.
That's fine. Okay. Can we start now?
Yes, sir. Good to go.
We have about 20 people.
Yes, please.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good
Very good
morning.
morning, sir.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
So, any questions from yesterday's work, what we did? Anyone having any questions on
Actually, there's a question in the chat, not a question, but a query from
Yeah.
Manjesh.
yes.
Some problem in logging in. It's not going to the screen where we were yesterday.
It won't go to that screen where we were yesterday. It would always start where in the initial screen itself.
Sir, while uploading the data there, I again back go to that ER diagram
Hmm.
and clicked on every table
Hmm.
and then go through the data preview. There is an option of data preview.
Right.
So sometimes data is visual to me, sometimes it is showing no data. That again I am clicking on then it is showing okay, data is there.
No, it's not. See, it's basically what is now. This is the challenge of a cloud solutions. If you are into a low bandwidth option, okay, and then you have these kinds of challenges which you may face, right? Um, right. So nothing to worry. Once the data is there, data is there.
Okay, so
It may
actually,
not. Yeah, sometimes it even in logging in, it gives you those kinds of issues. Okay, right. It's basically a connectivity issue. It's nothing more than that.
okay. Actually, for that I have uploaded those files again, deleted there and again uploaded
Right.
there.
So a lot of data has gone
Okay.
there.
So I was thinking that it is the problem from my side. I
No,
have
no,
done
no,
something
no,
wrong.
no, no,
Okay,
no.
sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
good. All right. Okay. I'll just recap what we did. Okay, and while I'm doing the recap, I'll try to do it again because yesterday in my laptop it didn't work. Okay, so I'll redo everything here for you people. That would be a good opportunity to see what we are trying to do. Okay. Let me start sharing my screen. Will do. Okay. So the very first thing what we did was, okay, yesterday we gave the background, and then what we said that we have this particular set of data files in a zip file, okay, which consists of 7 CSV files in an Excel format and one JSON file, which was a script file, which is being pre-created to ease out on writing scripts. What we said in the beginning, what is the difference between the traditional data warehouses and the data warehouse onto the cloud. We said the cloud-based data warehouses are more business oriented, less technical oriented. Okay, right. So all the technicalities which are behind creation and maintenance of a data warehouse are being coded or pre-coded, and that's what we were emphasizing on, and keeping that particular thing in mind. We basically have a pre-scripted file out here, where all the data table structures, database table structures have been predefined and their relationships, and that's what you have seen it because when you created an ER model, okay, you got these 7 tables out there, and all these 7 tables were related to each other. Okay, now that particular script file was here. Okay, so if I open this into the notepad, this is what we got. Okay, and we basically said find and replace on SXX and replace with, let's say, I do it with 000. Okay. Now, what we or why we did this, I said I'm repeating it. That when you're doing this particular class with your students, and your class has about 60 odd students or 50 odd students, how would you distinguish the work of each student, and how does the student would identify their own work? Okay, so this is an identifier. That's all. It can be anything. And for our workshop, we always say that, okay, use your last 3 digits of your login ID so that you can identify your work, right? So that's that's the whole objective, nothing more than that. Okay. So I replaced all of these. Okay. Right. And I close this and I said, let me go and save this now. Yeah, I save this as whatever I want to use it SSX, or basically we say that, okay, you change this name. Okay, I said 000. Okay, and save this. Right. So I've saved this particular file, so which is part of the same folder. Okay. Now I go back to that. Let me try to get this.
So you are not audible, sir. Sir, you are not audible.
Sir, you're not audible. You're on mute.
Sir, you are on mute, sir. Sir, you are on mute, sir.
Now,
Hey.
now.
I did something for you guys. I was speaking for last 5 minutes. No one pointed it out. That's interesting.
No. In fact, Rakesh had said it 3 times, but you couldn't hear us. I don't know, for whatever reason.
No, I was not able to hear any one of you. That is what is the problem. No one pointed it out. I demonstrated one piece of thing. I said some of these things also. I was recapping everything. I'm sorry. I'm so
No
sorry.
worries, no worries.
Please interrupt if you. Now this is what is the challenge of the technology. Sometimes you unmute and then by mistake the button again gets clicked. Okay, and you don't realize, and you are into your own flow. Okay.
So it was just like you were scoring all the 4s, and suddenly we had to tell you that there was a no ball. So you couldn't
That's
really pick
true.
up. Yeah.
That's
So
true. That's true. Okay. I'm so sorry.
no
Okay.
worries.
So what I said is that I was talking about that the difference between the traditional data warehouse and the data warehouse onto the cloud. We said that yesterday, while we were trying to differentiate, we said that data warehouse cloud is about 70% business oriented and 30% technology oriented, as compared to the traditional data warehouses, which was 90% technology oriented and 10% business oriented. Okay, and why it was 90% technology oriented? Because you need to write too much of codes and a lot of technical things which were involved in creation and maintenance of data warehouse. Here, in this particular case, most of the things have been pre-scripted. Okay, and that's one example which I was trying to show you was that JSON file. Okay, where we have scripted the database table structures and their interrelationships. Okay, we showed you yesterday that, okay, there were seven tables. Okay, when you have uploaded those 7 tables into your ER model, okay, all those 7 tables were interrelated with predefined structure. How it came? It came from that JSON prescripted file, which we imported it into our ER. Okay, so that's one. And the second thing which I basically demonstrated, though I was not audible, was that you you change that identifier, because why that identifier is required, because when you're doing a class with your students of with your 50 odd students or 60 odd students or 100 odd students, how would you identify their work? Or how does the individual student identify their individual work? Because all of them would be working onto the common space. So it becomes important for each one of us to identify. Okay, and that's the reason why we said that, okay, replace that SXX with your last 3 digits of your login ID, and that's the whole objective. Okay, there is no other objective behind it. That let me, whatever work I'm doing it, I should be able to identify, and that's what I said yesterday also, that I want to repeat this particular exercises again and again, maybe 2 times, 3 times, 5 times. Okay, how would I identify what was my first instance and the second and the third and the fourth? Okay, so change these 3 identifiers. Okay, it would actually help you to do that. That's what we really talked about. While we are going to work into this particular environment, whenever you log in, you always get into this space. Okay, and if you don't understand those icons, obviously you expand those icons and get into the data builder, and that's what we said, that we will be spending most of our time out here. Okay, so when I get into the data builder part, we said we'll get all the files here. Okay, this is the work which you all have done it uh, right in yesterday. So some of these things have been deployed, some of these things have not been deployed. ER models were created, tables were created. Okay, right. So you can identify where you live. Okay, right. What you have done and what you have not done. So that's what is visible here. You have the tables, you have the views, you have the ER models, you have the data flows, you have the intelligent lookups, and you have the task chains. All these options were there. So what we said is that the very first thing is that import that particular table structure and define your entity relationship models. Okay. So since for me it was not there, so let me try it again if I can. And while doing so, I'll explain and revisit everything what we did yesterday. Okay, and if you have made some mistakes somewhere, you can always try to correct this. Okay, all right. So I want to go and create a new model. Right. So nothing is there. It looks like you haven't added any data. That's fine. Okay. I just go to this. So we said that here you have these journal tab, under which you have the save option and the deploy option. Then you have the view tab, where you can view the ER model and the data, preview the data in each of the tables. Okay. Right. Then you have an edit where you can undo, redo, add, import, export kind of things. Okay. Let me import from the JSON file. Okay. I browse through this. Okay. Into that is. Pick up the file which I've just created. Okay. Right. I click next. And it gives me all these. I select all of them. Okay. Right. And import these files. Right. If you don't want to select all of them, you want to be choosy about doing 1 by 1, 2 by 2 kind of a thing. That's your choice of doing it. Okay. Right. The moment I import this, I get my complete structure here. Right. Now, it gives me everything in this particular structure. Okay, it gives me everything. That means this is what is the table I have. I identified myself to be 000 out here. Okay, so that's the tables which I have. Okay, and this is how these are interrelated with each other, how the relationship has been created. Because if I just look at this, it says customer ID to city somewhere here, okay, or city to date somewhere here, right? But actually it is not. If I click on this arrow, it tells me the actual relationship. Okay, so customer ID to customer ID here, right? So that's that is what is important for me to look at it. I can undo this. I've not done anything. It is right. Okay. So once this is being done, you just need to save this. Okay. I will type 000 GPI is. Okay. This is the name which I have. This is the name which I've giving it to my model. I just save this. Now this is the problem. Okay, you if the bandwidth is not proper, okay, it may not give you the display in a proper manner. Okay, right, and one may say that okay, something has gone wrong. Actually, it is not. Okay, right. I just go and deploy this particular model, or I basically refresh the screen and.
Sir, can we give any other name, sir?
You can give any other name. You can give any other name.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It is a naming convention which you should be able to identify your work, right?
Okay, sir.
Nothing more than that. Okay. It is showing me like this. Separate. Yeah, still better. We are not using it, so let's bring it somewhere else. Right. Right. So I saved this and it's already saved. It always show you the notifications there. Right. You need to deploy this. You deploy this. Right. It was saying that we'll notify when the process is complete. Okay. Right. successful. So that got deployed. Okay, right. I want to go back. I can go back to the data builder again. Right. By just clicking out here, I can go to the tables. Right. I could see all my tables here. Right. So I've logged in as 912. Okay. All of these tables are there for me, but I just want to really work on my tables. So I said search only the 000s. Okay. Right. So I get all my 000s tables. Okay. And if I click any one of these tables, all of these tables are empty. Right. So what I need to do it is that I need to upload the data into the
You want to
table.
change relationship.
Sorry.
Can we change the ER model also? I mean, a relationship between the.
Your voice is breaking, please. Can you put this into the chat? Your voice is totally breaking. I'm not able to hear you. Anyone else can repeat his question if they can
I
hear
have
him?
just.
Actually, voice is breaking, I think, for everyone. We are not able to hear it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So put that question into the chat, please. So I select can we change the ER model as per our requirement? Answer is yes, because see, we are using a prescripted model. Okay. So you can always create your own ER model. That's not an issue ever. Okay. The same database concepts would work here. Okay. Whenever you basically try to have data into multiple tables, each table must be related to another table, one at least one another table. That's a basic concept of databases which we really talked about it. Okay, so you can always do that, and that's what we will be doing it slightly later in the day today. That we will add more tables, and then we'll try to define the relationships between the tables also. Okay, we'll demonstrate that. This is a prescripted one because yeah, you can always bring in your own tables, drag and drop it, and define the relationships. Yes, you can, and that's the reason why I've shown you that particular relationship. What relationship exists out there? Okay, and in case you want to change those relationships, you can always do that even. So I want to upload the data. This is what we were talking about yesterday. Okay, so again, you have these options available. Okay, right. So here is my upload from the CSV file. So I have what we need to be very clear about these names. I'm going to work on the GBI orders right now. So I must upload the GBI orders file only. Okay. So the GBI orders is here. Okay, I select this, open this. Right, and it says shows me the data, and I said import. So it tells me how many rows and how many columns got uploaded. I save this. Okay, right. I save this. I move out back. Right. I pick up the another table, GBI plan data, and I'll do it for all the 7 months. And this is where we basically ended our session yesterday. Right. Just give me 2 more minutes. I'll finish this particular work for myself also. Okay. Right. Save. So keep doing it in a particular order. Okay. The items.
Sir,
It-
there is also one option, delete existing data. It means
Yes,
that
it was
file
there.
that we have uploaded there.
You could have, yeah, if you have done multiple uploads, you can always do this one also, that delete existing data before upload. Okay, in your case, it would work perfectly all right because you have uploaded too many times, right?
Yes.
Yes, you can actually redo this particular work so that you have that. But right, product attributes. See, sometimes it may happen that you have uploaded a wrong file or wrong data into a wrong structure. So, so you can always go and correct that. And in case you have missed out on some of these, you can always come back and do this, right? So we did up till here. We filled all these tables, okay, till yesterday, right? Once you have filled all these tables, at any given point of time, you want to look at any of these tables, you can look at it here itself, table by table, by clicking this view button.
Sir, after
Okay.
this save, there is an option of deploy. So what does this deploy means?
See, this is not to be deployed because the model has already been deployed. So we have uploaded the data there. Okay, so my model with the data is now deployed, right?
Means
So now,
for what purpose this symbol is there? Means there is any meaning in this one?
Sir, I think this is for your development team.
yeah,
When
it is more from not see at the table level. You don't do anything at the table level actually. Okay, because the table would consist of a very what we say that incomplete piece of data. Okay, one single table,
Okay, sir.
right? So it is basically the model which is more important for us. Okay, so you can view the data at any given point of time here, and that's what we really talked about. You can always go back to the ER model and then also view the data there. Okay. What we are going to do is that we are going to create the dimensions. Okay, if you really look at this, just able to see my whiteboard.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
yes, sir.
See what we normally do it in data warehouses. You have a fact table out here. Okay, right, and then you have dimensions. Okay, this can be a customer dimension. Okay, this can be a product dimension. This can be a time dimension. So when we really talk about any analytics, we talk about the multi-dimensionalities, right? My model, which I need to create as part of my data marts, okay, it has to be a multi-dimensional model. Okay, right. In order to create the data mart, what we need number of dimensions, and these dimensions need to be measured on a particular fact, right? Now, it can be quantity, it can be revenue, it can be cost of goods, it can be profit, whatever. So you may have number of measures out here. Okay, right? So the fact table would consist of number of measures, and these measures are measured on a particular piece of a dimension. Okay. So what we are going to do now is going to create these 3 dimensions first, and then we would go and create an analytical view model, which would be interrelating my dimensions with my fact table. You got it? Any questions? Any
Sir, is
confusion?
this star schema, sir?
Yeah, it's kind of a star schema. I'm just trying to demonstrate that in a star schema model.
Okay, sir.
Okay, right.
Okay, sir.
So in a star schema, what you have the fact table in the bit in the middle, and then you have dimensions on the side of it, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So same thing which we are going to do it in a very, very non-technical manner. Okay, right. So that's what we will go back and do this. Okay. So now what we do, we go back to the ER model. Go back to the ER model. So that means under the data builder, go back to your ER model. Select your ER model. Please, now here you can make a mistake. So make sure that you zero on your own number. Okay. Don't select someone else ER model here. Okay. That's the reason why we say that, okay, type in your 3-digit number here under the search window. Okay. So that it shows your work only. Right. It doesn't show you anyone else's work. Otherwise, you are confused. Am I 912? Am I 9911? Or am I 913? Okay. So that's that you need to be clear about. And that's what. So select your ER model. Okay. You got this, right? Now, before we start getting into, we must have seen this details button out here, show or hide properties. Okay, right? So this we will be using more. This gives me a lot of model properties which we need to set it. Okay, it's a toggle switch which we need to be aware of. Okay, right. So if I click on it, it occupies a lot of screen space. Okay, and if I click it again, so it toggles it off. That's what we need to be very clear about. Right. So select the GBI customer attribute table. Select the GBI customer attribute table. Okay, right. Now what you get to see, the moment you select any table, you get to see the number of menu items on the side of it. Okay, are you able to see that?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. We
Yes,
can
sir.
see.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So it shows you that, okay, what it does. If I mouse over on any one of these, it says that, okay, add a column, okay, create a view from selection, okay, create a table, create an association, add a related entity. So Mitro, what you were trying to ask me at that point of time, all is possible here. That's what we were trying to, I said that, okay, we'll do all that slightly later. Okay, review the data. Okay, impact and lineage analysis. Okay, and open the table in an editor view. That's all what we have. Now, what we need to create? We need to create a view. Okay, we need to create a view. So you have a create view option, which is my second icon, on the from the top. Okay, so make sure we selected the GBI customer attribute table. Okay, then we select the create view from selection. Okay,
so this bar, from where this bar came, sir? Sorry.
from where?
This bar which you sir clicked.
No. Once you select the table, any
Okay,
table
sir.
I select, any table I select, I get the bar. Okay. So what I'm saying is select the GBI customer attribute table. GBI customer attribute table. Okay. this bar would appear automatically. Okay, right? So create view from selection. Now give a business name to this. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create the customer dimension, right? So let me try to give that name, GBI dim customer. Okay, so that I identify that this view which I'm trying to create is basically my dimension view. I showed you the model, right? So I said I want one customer dimension, one product dimension, one time dimension, and then I need to link all the 3 dimensions into my fact table. Okay, right. Now before you click OK, make sure that you open the view in an editor. Okay, students make mistake here, participants make mistake here. They skip this particular pointer. Okay, and then they say that okay, your screen and my screen is different. Okay, right. Obviously, your screen and my screen is going to be different if I don't check this box. So check this box. I want to open this create view into a view editor. Okay, I don't want to do it on the same ER model screen. Okay, because the ER model already had 7 tables in right now. If I start creating the view there, it would basically clutter my my space. Okay, so I said okay. Right. It would ask you to save. Do you want to save before opening the editor? I said yes. Save it. Okay. Right. I save this. Right. All of you should get something like this now.
Yes, sir. Record, sir.
Right. Huh?
Yes,
So,
sir.
Yes, sir.
okay, good. So what it does, it says that the since we what we clicked, we basically clicked on the customer attribute, right? Okay, we clicked on the customer attribute table, right? Now we wanted to create a view
Yes, sir.
on a
Yes, sir.
customer attribute table. Okay, so what it's showing me, it's showing me that there were 5 attributes in that, or 5 variables in that particular table. Okay, this 5 number is basically showing me this. If you want to really be sure, you can always go back and read it, that how many variables were there. There were 5. Okay, one single view is being created. Now this is what we are trying to, the second table out here is the view which we have just created, the GBI dimension view. Okay, right. So it is going to interrelate these 2. Okay. Now what you do, you select this, you select the GBI customer attribute and click on the plus sign, which is a join suggestion. Right. Now what is it is doing? While creating that particular view, it would ask me that was there any other table which you want to join? Was there any other table which you want to join while creating the view? See, you need to understand that in the database concept, what we say that no table consists of a complete information. A piece of an information is in the table A, and the piece of another information is in table B. Okay, so if you want a complete piece of information, you need to combine table A and table B together. Okay, right. Now here also it is the same thing. I have the customer attribute table and a customer text table. So that means if I want a complete information about my customer, I need to join the 2 tables together. Are you getting it? Right. Otherwise, I may not be able to get the complete piece of information about my customer, because part of the information about the customer is in the customer attribute table and part of the information about the customer is in the customer text table. So I say, give me the join suggestions. Is there any table which is directly linked to this table? So it gives me the join suggestion. So customer text and the customer orders. Okay, right. Now I said that, okay, the customer text, because what I'm doing it, I'm actually doing the customer dimension. So I need a complete information about the customer, not about the orders for the time being. Okay, right. So I select this. Okay, I just click on this. So So it automatically adds the customer text also out there. Okay. And gives me a join property to be an inner join. Right. Now, how this join has happened? If I want to basically be sure about it, you select, which is automatically select, you click on the details. Okay, it would show you this. Look at this. Customer attribute to customer text, it's a one-to-many relationship. Okay, and the two tables are joined on customer ID to customer ID.
So sorry for the interruption, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Sir, could you repeat this process? Sir, I've tried for, but I got it some other dimension here.
Sorry, you did
Other
what?
views, sir.
Other view.
Means I have tried, but I have not reached the same process. So could you
No, you
repeat the
need
process?
to. I need to see your this thing. I can't because if I leave it here, I will get into a serious problem. All right.
Okay.
So you need to show me your screen. I stopped sharing my screen. Okay.
1 second, sir.
Yeah.
What we are doing is we are using the tab and doing in the laptop.
Show
sir.
me. Show me. Show me
Just I'm
the.
opening the Zoom, sir. 1 second. Sir, Rahul, sir, could you allow me? I'm joining to my laptop. Thank you.
I've just done that. I think you should be able to join in now.
Yeah.
You missed that particular point actually. I could see that. You have not opened the view editor. That's a basic problem.
Yeah, sir. Yes, I think I have not selected a view editor.
Yes, you have not selected the.
one?
Doesn't matter. You can actually go back and again. Just a minute. I'll just. This is you just select this. No, don't do that. Select the GBI dim customer. Just there would be something to open in the view editor. Create view from selection. Yeah. Open in. Yes. Yeah. This is the one.
Save, sir.
Yeah. Save.
Yeah.
Got this. Always keep the details tab in a off mode. Okay, unless you details on the top right corner.
This
Corner.
one.
Details, the up model property, not this one. Yeah, this one. Okay, this is fine. Okay,
Yes.
now you click on the DBI customer attribute. DBI customer attribute. Doesn't give you that. Yeah, plus sign. Yeah, select the GBI customer text. That's it. We were here. Now stop sharing.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. So what we were trying to show you is that we joined the immediate related table because we were creating the customer dimension. Okay, so we wanted a complete information or the complete data about the customer, and the complete data about the customer was available in two different tables: customer attribute and the customer text table. Okay, so what we did while creating this particular view, customer view, we joined the two tables together. Okay, See what we were trying to talk about yesterday, that data warehouse always gives you a 360-degree view of your business. Okay. Now here I want a 360-degree view of my customer. So my customer data might be there in 2 tables, 5 tables, 10 tables. Okay. Right. And if I want to understand the customer better, then bring all the 10 tables together. Okay. Join them and create a dimension. Yeah.
Sir, one question, sir, for me.
Yes.
It is showing the inner join. Is it a default inner join, or can we change any?
You can. That's what I was trying to show you that. Okay, you click on the details. Okay, it is here. Here it is showing you. Okay, by default it has picked up inner join. Okay, if you want to change it, you change it. It has all of those available. Okay, right. And it shows you that what is my cardinality for the join. It is 1 to many, and how the join has happened. Customer ID to customer ID. Okay, from the customer attribute table to the customer text table, the join has happened on a customer ID to customer ID. That is what it is showing you, everything. And that's what I wanted to show you that. Okay, it offers you all the flexibility. It's not that we are doing this so it should you need to follow only this much and only this much is available. It's not that. Okay, right. So we toggle this details again, hide this properties. Now we select this projection. The projection means that what is the kind of a data which is going to move into my customer dimension, which I'm going to create it. Okay, what is the kind of a data from the 2 tables are going to move into the customer dimension which we are creating it. So I just click on this projection icon. Okay, I just click on this and look at the details. Okay, now look at this. See, I had 5 attributes in the customer attribute table, and I have two attributes in the customer text table. So total was 7. Okay, but what are moving into the customer dimension? Only 6. Customer ID and customer ID was common in between the 2 tables, so it has hidden one of the customer IDs automatically, and it would move only the 7 of them. Oh, sorry, 6 of them. Okay.
How to see this screen relay relevant properties?
Sorry.
How to see this screen which you just opened?
Yeah, this details.
Yes, sir. So
this details. You click on this projection icon.
Okay, sir.
This projection icon and click on the details. That's what I said. This details button is very important because all my properties, model properties, are defined here. Okay, done. Now what I do, I click on this customer GBI dim customer. That's the dimension which we are trying to create. We need to tell the system this is a dimension. This is no more a table. Okay, right? In a multi-dimensional perspective, this has to be looked as a dimension. Okay, right? So what we do, we select this, go to the details again. So it shows me the name, business name, semantic use. Is it a relational database table? Answer is no. I said no, it's a dimension. Okay, right? It's no more a table now, right? So that's the basic semantic use is now going to be changed. Okay, so we select this as a dimension here. Right. Once this is done, I switch off this and I basically click this preview data. Okay. It is showing me some warning here. It is showing me some warning here. I get into the details here. What is the warning? Okay, validation message. Define at least one key attribute for the dimension entity. Okay. Now we have not defined the key attribute here. So we need to define one key attribute. Okay, because see, ultimately the dimension has to be linked with the fact table on some key attribute, right? So which is not being picked up automatically. So we need to define this, right? So that's what we need to do it. So how do I do this? I select customer ID and the three dots under the attributes. Customer ID as the key.
Sir, if we expand customer ID, there we have an option set as key.
That's what I'm trying to do that.
So here three dots, sir. If you look at customer ID,
The first option you have selected.
yes,
Yeah, set
key.
as key. Sorry, yeah, that is
Yeah.
what. Okay. So yeah, that is what. Okay. So this is what we need to do it. So once we have done this, this warning is gone. Okay. Now you can view this particular table, this particular dimension, review data. Okay. It would show you the data from the two tables.
ఇంత వర్క్ పని ఉంది పనులు వచ్చేదో హాఫ్ డే లీవ్ పెట్టిన
Okay.
లేదు నాన్న అన్ని కొన్ని రిపేర్లు ఉన్నాయి టైల్స్ అన్ని లూజ్ ఉన్నాయి వీళ్ళు లేబర్
Could you please repeat how you remove the warning, sir?
Yeah, I'll just do this. Okay. You select this particular table dimension, GBI dimension. Okay, go to the details. If the warning is there, it would be shown here. It was showing me that there was no attribute which is defined as a key attribute. Okay. So we wanted to look at, analyze this. So obviously customer ID qualifies to be the key attribute. So we clicked on this three dots against the customer ID and defined this as the key, set as a key.
Okay, okay.
It was giving you set as a key. Right now it is remove as a key, right?
Sir, it is not showing any error in my case. All things are fine. So
Fine, good.
yes,
Go ahead. Key define kiya hua usne? Nahin kiya.
I don't know that. Let me.
Customer ID ko.
Should we, sir, keep saving the work in between?
Yeah, you must save it now. Okay. Once this is done, save your work. Okay. So my one dimension got created. Okay. Now what we need to do, we need to define certain hierarchies. I hope you understand the hierarchies. Do you understand what the hierarchy means?
Yes.
Anyone? Anyone understands that hierarchy concept in databases and data warehouses?
Like representing the lower level form into higher form, sir, like more abstract form.
Okay. Okay. Interrelationships, which when we really talk about it, okay. Like we really talk about the hierarchical tree structures, okay, the family tree kind of a thing. So you have a great grandparents and the grandparents and the parents and then you and then your children and your grandchildren.
It's
and
kind
so
of
on.
inheritance.
Inheritance, yeah, the hierarchical. Okay, right? That's one way to understand. Then
Or
you
generalization, specialization also.
yeah,
This way.
yes, or you have the geographical hierarchies. Okay, so you have the continents, then you have the countries, then you have the states, then you have the districts and the cities, and so on and so forth, right? Okay. So what we are really trying to talk about is that it actually helps you to aggregate and disaggregate the data. It actually helps you to roll up or drill down the data. Okay, right? So multidimensionality, when we really look at it, is that we say that, okay, let me try to define hierarchies into my data so that at the first visualization, when I create, I try to get the visualization in a more aggregated format, and then I start drilling the data on the basis of my hierarchical variables, and it would keep giving me a more detailed one. Okay, so let's say I created a geographical hierarchy: country, state, district, cities. Okay, so I created a country-wise sales table. Okay, it gave me country-wise sales table. Then I clicked on the country, it gave me the option for the states. Okay, so I selected the state. Okay, it started giving me the state, country-wise, state-wise sales. And then within this state, I selected the district and then the city. So that's a relationship which we really talked about. Okay, so we try to define hierarchical variables out here, hierarchical properties into the customer dimension. Okay. Now the question comes in: how come we can define hierarchy in a customer? Okay. Now that's what we intend to do. So we still into this particular GBI DIM customer view. Okay. Select your view. Okay. Select your view, the GBI DIM customer, go to the details, right? You get this particular hierarchical sign on the top where the GBI DIM customer name appears, where we said that it would show you the warning also. Okay, you get that.
So
What?
my window for the view, I closed it actually. So how to open it?
Okay, don't go fast. Okay, if you've closed it, where are you? Can
I
you
am
share
back
your
into
screen?
the builder, sir. I'm back into the builder. I will
Data
share my screen.
builder, huh?
Yes, sir.
Eh,
I can see the type ER model.
you get into the ER model.
Yes, sir. I could see the ER model.
Get
Views
into
also
the
I
ER
can
model.
see.
Get into
Yes,
the ER model. There you get to see the view.
I am into the ER model. Yes, sir. There.
Just share your screen. I stop sharing my screen.
Yes,
Share
sir.
your screen.
Okay,
It would be good for others to know also,
yes, sir. Okay, sir.
because this is a common mistake again. People make it. So you are having your screen view here in the ER model, right?
Yes, sir.
Here you have this open in an editor. The last one, the button, the pencil sign. No, pencil sign. Save. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, you're there.
Thank you,
Right?
sir. Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
Stop sharing.
I hope I've stopped sharing, sir.
You already done that. Okay. So select this GBI div, go to the details where view properties. You get to see this hierarchical sign on the top right corner of your screen under the view properties. Okay. And this is where it actually helps you to define the hierarchies for any dimension which you are trying to create. So we selected that. It said no hierarchies are there. Okay. You click on the add sign, plus sign. Okay, it asks you what kind of parent child, which I told you that grandparents to parents to children to grandchildren. That's a parent child hierarchy. Then you have a level based hierarchy. Okay, So countries, states, district, cities, kinds of things. Okay. Or you want to really look at defining some external hierarchy where there is no logical relationship, but your data says there is some logical relationship and you still want to define that. Okay. So choice is yours. What kind of hierarchy you want to basically define in your view. Okay. So we select the level based hierarchy here, right? So we select the level based hierarchy. It would ask me to name, give a name to the hierarchy. So let's say we say it's a customer hierarchy. So cust HIER, we have just defined some name. So cust hierarchy. It automatically takes the technical name as the same as the business name. Okay. You click on the levels. Now add the levels. How you want that hierarchy to appear. Okay. So I add the level. I said my first topmost level has to be the country. Okay. The country to which the customer belongs. Okay. Then add another level. We said sales organization. Okay. And then we add another level. And we said this to be customer ID. Okay. So what we did, we using our that 6 variables in my customer dimension, we interrelated 3 of them into 1 as an hierarchical variable. Okay. Right. So which would actually help me when I do the visualization. This would actually help me to drill the data down from country to sales organization to customer ID. Okay. Or roll the data up from customer ID back to the sales organization to the country level and so and so. Right. So this is how we do this. Okay. Done. Everyone done. Then close this and click the save button again here. I said yesterday also nothing is saved automatically. Right. Click the save button here again. Okay. Once this is done, what we also need to do it, if you've seen this particular data set, I don't know if you let me show you the data set what we have in my dimension. I have customer ID, city, sales organization, country, currency, customer description. Okay, these are my 6 variables in my customer dimension, right? Okay. Now, sometimes what happens, my customer ID is my key variable, and I would do most of my queries on customer ID. Okay. But whenever I want to basically display an output, I actually want to display the customer name or the customer description instead of the customer ID. Okay. I may run the query on customer ID, but my output should always display my customer description, not the customer ID. Because see, what we do normally in databases, we codify the data, right? Right. So in order to do that, what you need to do is that you need to maintain the labels for such kind of attributes. Okay. Let's say country is being defined as US, but what you want to display is United States of America. Whenever the US appears, you want to display United States of America. Okay, something like that. Okay, so if this is codified, but that's not in this particular case. Here it is customer ID. So whenever customer ID is 1000, it should display Rocky Mountains bikes and so forth. Okay, right. So that's what we want to do it. So what we do again is I close this window. I select my customer dimension, again, go to the details. Okay. Click this pencil sign, which is my edit columns. Click this pencil sign, extreme left on the row of attributes. Okay. Edit columns. it would show me all the columns there with the technical names, right? Now what I do, I select this one, okay, customer ID, and define the label column to be okay, semantic type to be text. Okay, semantic type to be text out here, and then the label column. Description of okay. So what we are trying to do it is that we are trying to, for customer ID, my semantic type has to be changed from none to text, and from customer description also the semantic type to be text. So the once I basically pick up the label column, so it would give me the customer description for a customer ID. So what we have defined for a customer ID, the label has to be picked up from the customer description attribute, as in when we want that to be displayed as part of my output. Okay, right. So we define this as a label for one of the specific variables out there. Okay, once this is done, you close this. You again switch off the details and save your model. Okay. Now, so my customer dimension got created. My customer dimension got created with 6 variables. Okay, out of these 6 variables, we basically define one hierarchical relationship between the 3 variables. Okay, and we also define the label for one of the variables. Right, this is what we have done. We saved the model successfully. Now we want to deploy this, because this is what we want to basically use it. So we click on the deploy button. Okay, make sure that you all click on the deploy button. Wait for some time, it should show you that, okay, the yeah, customer dimension was successfully deployed. Okay, in case you miss out on this particular message, I said you can always go and click your bell icon here. It would show you that. Okay, right. The deployment of 00 GBI DIM customer was successful about 56 seconds ago. Okay, the deployment of 00 GBI was successful about 49 minutes ago, or something like that, right? So that's how it keeps showing you this. What we can do, we can go back. So one of our dimension got created, which would appear in your ER model screen also. Okay, right. One of the dimension got created, which is shown in your ER model also. Okay. Now look at it. This was the table. So icon was table. This was the table. Icon was table. This is the view. The icon is of a view. Okay. It's a view dimension, right? So that's what it distinguishes. This icon is also different out here. Okay. And it is not related to anything. But when I use it, you will find that it was built on these 2 tables, right? That's how. If I click on the views out here on the left hand side, expand nodes, I will get to see all the views again. But yes, I don't want to see for all of you. I just select mine 001. Okay, so I get to see all my views here. I get to see all my tables here. Okay, right. Everything is visible to me on my screen itself. Good. So far, so good.
Yes, sir.
Any
Yes, sir.
questions?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
sir.
Good. 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 Good.
I think we are able to see that icon with the dimensional view also in the
Yes.
system.
Yeah. Right. Good. Okay. Do you have any questions? Anyone having any questions at this
So
stage?
one question, sir. Just
Yes.
before the screen, when you have selected that editor, there you have selected two attributes for the semantic types, and then we got the customer
Yeah.
hierarchy.
Yeah.
So label in the label. So why
Label.
it is dependent on the two things, sir? Two.
We were interrelating those two. Na? So semantic type has to be the same for both of them. Then
Okay.
only it would appear. See, I was trying to do it with one only. It was
Okay.
not showing it to me, right? So,
Yeah.
so the semantic type has to be the same for both the variables when I'm trying to interrelate those for the label part.
Okay. 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 Sir.
Right. So that's
Right. Thank you.
that is what. Right. So we'll go and create another dimension, a product dimension, and then the time dimension. But logically, obviously, because the product dimension is going to take much more time. So we'll give you a break here for 10 to 15 minutes if you need it. If you don't need it, I can go on. This
Sir,
is
break,
yours.
sir.
Okay. So we'll.
Some good students require a break.
I know that. I offered that. I said I can go on if they have the capacity to. Okay. So at 11:50 we'll resume this and we go non-stop by creating the product dimension and the time dimension, and then interrelate the three dimensions on an analytical view model. Okay, that's what we were trying to talk about, kind of a star schema. We'll do that. Okay, and then take it to the SAC environment. Okay, and then play with our there. Okay, so it's so simple, so easy because we have not used uh, any coding anywhere. Okay, except for the script which was pre-created. Nothing else. Everything is dragon. Okay, right. Let's have a break. Meet at 11:15. Welcome back. Everyone is there.
Yes, sir. I'm happy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, let's get back. So what we did, we created one customer dimension. I said we need to create another one for the product also. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll select this product attribute table. So go back to your ER model. Back to your ER model. If you're not, if you're moved out of your ER model, go back to the ER model and select the product attribute table. Done, everyone? If you select this, again, that menu option on the right hand side of the table would appear. You select create view from selection. It is again, it would actually help you to revise all the steps what we did with the customer dimension. Plus, it would also add some more things into this. Okay. So we create view from selection. Give the name. Okay. So we'll say GBI product. Okay. Make sure you open in a editor, view editor. Okay. Check this box and click OK. Right. Would ask you to save this.
Sir, can you once again, sir, please? So I just missed it.
Yeah, you say once you are into the ER model.
Yes, sir.
Select the product attribute, GBI product attribute table. You get that menu option on the right hand side. Okay. Next to the table itself, and select the create view. Create view option, which is the second option. And then make sure you check that box open in a view editor. Okay, you will be here. Right. Once you are here, you select this GBI product attribute. Okay. Click the plus sign again. Since this we are trying to create a product dimension, so all my variables are not part of the product attribute table. There must be some variables in another table also. So let me get the join suggestion. So I click the plus sign here. It gives me these two, GBI order items and GBI product text. Okay. Select the product text. Select the product text. You get this. Okay. Right. So there were two attributes, part of the product text, 5 attributes, part of the GBI product attribute table. Okay, right. So when the product dimension got created, 6 attributes are passed on to that. Okay, right. Again, you want to really look at these. So we select the GBI dim product, the dimension which we have created. Okay, we get into the details. Right. We need to change the semantic usage from relational data set to dimension. Make sure you do this because we are creating this as a dimension. We are not going to use it as a table. Okay. So the moment I do this, it gives me this particular warning message. So I need to I need to make product ID as my key. Okay, I select 3 dots, set as a key. Okay, so this is being done. Okay, so this much we have already done, which is the repetition of this. I save my view again. You saved successfully. I want to preview the data. I preview the data here. I get to see 29 records are there. Okay, with these many variables. The 6 variables were supposed to be there. The 6 variables are here. Okay. The 2 tables got merged, and that's how we really got this. Okay. So far, so good. Everyone is able to do this much.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now let's define the hierarchy in this particular view also. So keep selecting this PBI DIM product. Go to the details. Click on this hierarchy. Click on this hierarchy button and add the hierarchy, which is to be level-based hierarchy again. Okay, right. So you click on this hierarchy button. There are no hierarchies in this dimension. I add the level-based hierarchy. Give the name to the hierarchy. Let's say prod hierarchy. Okay, and I add the labels. What are my levels? I add the first level to be the division. I add another to be my product category, and the third to be my product ID. Okay, so you can add more levels even, provided you have those many variables available. Okay, all right. So we have created the hierarchy.
Sir, what will be the hierarchy name?
I've given prod hire, PRODHIER. You can give whatever name you want to. That's not, but you need to remember that, because we will be using this name later also. Okay.
And the labels.
Labels we have not done yet. We have just created the hierarchy right now. Okay. So we just close this. We toggle this off, and we save the view again. Like in the customer dimension, we define the labels. Here also we will go and define the labels for certain variables. Okay, so go to the details again. Go to the edit button. Okay, for your attributes. Go to the edit button for your attributes. Okay.
Define, sir, actually,
yeah.
For the after setting the business name, then what are the different attributes we should select in the levels in the hierarchy?
In the hierarchy, I said you select division first.
Division. Yes, sir.
First division, then product category, and then the product ID.
Product category.
PRODCAT. Okay.
Okay. Yes, yes, sir. Then product ID.
Then product ID.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once you have done that, you save and then define the labels. Okay. So to define the labels, you need to come back and click the edit button here under the attributes. Okay. So for the category description, we need to change this to the text. Okay. Category description need to be changed to the text. Product description need to be changed to the text. Okay. Now you would get for product ID, we'll pick up the product description, and for product category, we'll pick up the category description. Okay. So we defined these semantic types for category description and product description to be text, and then automatically we are able to align the label columns for the technical names, product ID and product category. Okay, so with this we define the labels also. Okay, once this is done, we switch off the details toggle and save this view.
Could you show this editor symbols, edit window, sir? Which
Sorry?
one? Could you show that label column, sir? The first one
Okay.
will be a product description, sir.
Just a minute, I'll just do that. Okay, go to the details, go to the edit. So first one is the category description. Make this to be semantic type to be text.
Yeah.
Product description also semantic type to be text. Okay, and then the label column for product ID would be product description, for product category to be category description.
Category. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Close this, save this. Okay. Once you save this, now deploy this. Okay. Once you save this, deploy. Now, what we have done, we have created two dimensions. Okay, one is the customer dimension, and another is a product dimension. Okay, right. Now, as per our model, what we need to do it is that maybe we need to add one more dimension called the time dimension, and we also need that fact table to be created. Okay. Now, in DWC, the fact table is basically my analytical data set. Okay, where all my measures are being captured. All my measures need to be captured, because how are you going to do the analysis? Analysis is always done on the measures, okay, in relationship to the dimensions, right? Country-wise sales. Sales is a measure. Country is a dimension. Okay, customer-wise, product-wise sales. Customer and product are my dimensions. Sales is my measure. Okay, so the measures has to be part of my fact table. Okay, that's my analytical data set. So, so all my numerical variables like sales, revenue, cost of goods, profit, quantity, okay, all this could be part of my measures. Okay, because all of these are numerical variables. Okay, and these measures are to be measured against a dimension, So customer wise sales, customer wise revenue, customer wise profit. Okay, so sales, revenue and profit are my three measures. So it's part of my fact table, has to be part of my fact table. Okay, so we have created only two dimensions as of now. So we'll go and create the analytical view, which is my fact table, which is going to be my fact table now. Okay, now that is what we are going to do now. Okay, so I need to pick up a table where all my measures are, right? So what we do, we go back to this ER model. We go back to this ER model. Okay, so if it is cluttered, you can drag and make it separate. Okay. Now, where are my measures? Most of these measures are part of my order items. Look at it. Okay, if you really look at this, what I have my sales quantity here, unit revenue here, discounts here, revenue USD here, discount USD here, cost of goods USD here. Okay, so all my measures are part of my order items actually, but order items are actually linked with my order table. Okay, right, where orders are captured on the timeline. See, the timeline is also a date, right? Now, since we talked about, I need to have 3 dimensions. Okay, one is a product dimension, another is a customer dimension, and the third is my time dimension. Okay, so what we do for creating my analytical view, which is my fact table, I select my GBI orders. Okay, and create a view again. Create another view, the third view. Okay, right. So create view from selection. Again, the second icon from the top. Okay, I give the name. So GBI sales analysis. Okay, and check this particular box, open in a view editor. GBI sales analysis is the name which we have given it. Okay, and check this particular box, open in a view editor, and click OK. Save. So GBI order consists of 3 variables. Okay, one view gets created. So I select the GBI orders. I click the join button, add join suggestions. Okay, right. It will give me the join suggestions, customer attribute, and order item. Okay, now we said order items consist of all the measures. So let me select the GBI order items. Okay, right. It gave me the join. It created my view. Okay. Now what I need to do it out here, now since we are trying to create this particular view to be a fact table for analytical purposes. So what we need to do it is that we need to change the semantic use of this particular view. Now look at it. While we were creating the customer view, we changed it to the dimension. While we were creating the product view, we changed the semantic view for the product also to be the dimension. Now here, I select the GBI sales analysis view, go to the details, and change the semantic view to analytical data. This is what is important. All my fact tables are part of my analytical data sets. Okay, right. So I select this, make this semantic view to be analytical data set, and I said expose for consumption to be on. Okay. Fine. This is a basic change which we have done in this. Okay. Right. So once we do this, it would show me a red message out here. That means there is an error, or there is an error or a warning here. Okay. Now you might have noticed earlier we were just getting some green warnings, but here we are getting an error. It's a red one. Okay. What is this? Go to the details again. Here it shows you the warnings in the error messages. Okay. Right. So it would always show you that. So when you click on this, it would tell you that there are no measures being defined. Table view with analytical, at least one visible measure. Right. So one visible measure has to be there. When you're trying to create an analytical view, which I said is a fact table, okay, it must consist of at least one measure. Okay. What it has all being defined as variables, okay, or attributes. Now, if you really go down, you would get to see what? Measures are 0, attributes are 13. Okay, there are 13 attributes, but the measures are 0. Okay, so what we need to do it is that we need to make some of these as my measures. Okay, so most of these, let's say I want to make my sales quantity to be my measure. Okay, so I select sales quantity and click on these three dots against the sales quantity. Okay, change to measure. It's asked me that. It gives me that option. Okay, right. So instead of a measure, instead of an attribute, we are changing this to a measure. So the moment I add sales quantity as a measure, okay, my error has disappeared. My error has disappeared. Okay, right. So when you are trying to create a fact table, okay, and going to connect the dimensions, the fact table need to have at least one dimension. At least one dimension. So as soon as we added one dimension, it worked for us. Okay, but for our problem, we said that okay, let's push most of the numerical meaningful variables to be my measures. Okay, so push revenue to be measure. So select the revenue, click the three dots, change to measure. Okay, select the discount, click the three dots, change to measure. Okay, select the revenue USD, three dots, change to measure. Select the discount USD, change to measure, and cost USD, change to measure. You should get these 6 measures. If you have left behind, please make sure you do this. Done, everyone?
Done, sir.
Okay, good. So now what you have 7 attributes and 6 measures. Okay, all right. Now we need to change some of the properties for some of the other attributes also. For unit of measure, okay, we'll change the semantic type. Okay, we'll change the semantic type. So there are many semantic types which are available. Okay, for unit of measure, we'll take the semantic type to be unit of a measure only. Okay, right. We change the semantic type for unit of measure to be unit of measure. And for currency, we also change the semantic type to be currency code. Okay. Right, so we change the semantic types for these 2 attributes. Okay.
Sir, can you please repeat last 2 steps?
I said for the
Semantic type.
unit of measure, you select the 3 dots against the unit of measure, go to the semantic type and select unit of measure. Okay, right. And
Yes, sir.
so same you do it for the currency also. Three dots and go to the semantic type, select the currency code for currency. Okay, right. So this is being done. Now what we need to do it is that we go and edit the measures, these 6 measures which we have. Okay, we edit these measures. So click the edit button, that pencil mark against it, measures. Okay, for sales quantity, we will pick up quantity with units and the semantic type to be okay. For the sales quantity, measure. We'll pick the semantic type to be quantity with units. Okay, and the unit column will be unit of measure. Okay, right. For revenue, we will pick up amount with currency, the semantic type to be amount with currency. Okay, and unit column would be currency. Same with the discount. Discount would be amount with the currency. Okay. Now, basic question again comes in is that how are you going to display this data? Okay. Right. Now, for that, you need to be aware about how the data was captured. So we defined the semantic type for 3 of our measures: sales quantity, revenue, and discount. Okay. And we change the unit columns accordingly. Right. Once you have done this, you close this window. Okay. You close this window and save your work.
Sir, all these steps are there in the PDF file that you have shared.
Everything is in the PDF
Because
file.
it's difficult to remember all these
I know
steps
that, I know
and
that, I know
without
that. That's
practice, it is difficult to
that
remember.
is the reason I shared with the
Yeah.
PDF. Okay, right. So everything is there. Obviously, it's very difficult to remember everything.
Yeah, thank you.
But we need to understand the logic behind what are we doing. Okay.
Yeah.
And that those things are not there. Why we have not done for the remaining 3 measures? Because for the remaining 3 measures, it is very clearly defined that these has a fixed currency called USD. Okay, right. That's the reason why we have not done anything. Whereas for the first 3, the things were not very clearly defined. Okay, how the sales quantity is. Sales quantity was in the unit of measure. How is the revenue? Okay, revenue was in numbers or in currency. Okay, so that is what we are making it very, very clear while defining this, because when you create these data warehouses and the data marts, okay, you don't do these definitions every day. Okay, you create it once and use it forever, right? Now this much we have done. I hope you all have saved it up till here. Now what we need to do it is that we need to connect. Okay. We need to connect this. See what we have done. We have created what 6 measures here. Okay, 7 attributes here. Right. We have a customer dimension already there with 6 attributes. Okay. We have a product dimension there with again 6 attributes. Right. Okay. So what we have done, we have created this, we have created this, we have created this. Right. What we need to do is that we need to define these relationships. We need to define these relationships. We need to connect them. Okay. Right. So that's what. And we also need to add this. Okay, we have not worked on the time dimension so far. Time dimensions is pre-created if you have noticed earlier. Okay, yesterday when I was giving you the exposure to the environment, I said that there are time variables which are pre-created into the system. Okay, so the time dimension is pre-created into the system, so we will just use it. Okay, so this is what we are trying to do. I hope every one of you understand. So now to connect that, what we will do it is that we will create an association. Association between the fact table, which is my analytical view, and the customer dimension. Association between the fact table and the product dimension, and also the time. So 3 associations we will create. Okay, is this fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Got it.
So what we do, we go back to our model. Okay. We are already into the GBI sales analysis, which is my fact table. Okay. I go down. Look at it here. Okay. I have associations as 0, no data. Okay. Right. I moved down, scrolled it down, that properties window. Okay, so that's where. So I click the plus sign because I want to create an association between the customer and my sales analysis fact table. Okay, right. So I said I want to create an association. Okay, so it says now this is what is important. See, I'm working on 000, so it is showing me this. But if I move down, I get to see for every one of yours. Okay, right? Whosoever has worked, whatever level you are in, so I am able to see everyone's, right? But I'm obviously 000 is on the top all the time. But otherwise, what you need to do it is that you need to make it selective. Okay, type in your search number. Okay, so that it shows only your work. Okay, right. Now, what I need to connect not with the tables. I need to connect with my dimension, which is the view dimension. Okay. If you are confused, you need to be very clear what you want to connect. Am I interested in connecting the table? I may connect the table also, but I'm not. I'm interested in connecting the dimension. Okay. Right. So I select my GBI dim customer. Okay. And click OK. Right. It would ask me to change the name. Okay. It is too long a name. By default, it brings in. Okay. So I change this. I select this to be as class. Okay. So I'm defining this particular business name to be association customer or as customer or whatever. Whatever I want to write it, I can write that. Okay. Right. I've given this particular name. I would get to see this particular mapping, which is important for me now. Okay.
But technical name is not being changed, sir.
अभी हो जाएगा. It would be done. Okay. I need to because I've not pressed enter yet. Okay. Right. So this is what I need to really look at it is this particular part. From my GBI sales analysis to GBI customer dimension, how the relationships are being defined. Okay. It shows customer ID to customer ID, which is perfect. Okay. Customer ID to customer ID, which is perfect for me. Okay. Right. If in case there are more duplicates and more relationships are defined, then you need to select and delete those. Okay. Then you need to select and delete those. Okay. Right. So make sure this is being done from a customer ID to customer ID. Okay. So once this is done, it's perfect for me. I have nothing to do. Okay. Right. I need to come back to my view again. Now to come back, see, you need to click on this particular GBI sales analysis. Okay, there are two different tabs which are there. So I just click on this. So I'm back into my sales analysis. So I get my first association created as 00_AS customer. Okay, right. So that's as simple as that. So my customer gets connected to this particular view. Now I need to add the product also. I click the plus sign again. I click the association again. Right. Now I'm going to select my product dimension. I select my product dimension. So GBI dim product 00_GBI dim product, mine one. You select your one. Okay. And I click OK. Right. I again give name to this. So I said it's to be ES product. Okay, right. I look at the mapping. It is product ID to product ID. Perfect. There is no extra relationships which are there. Okay, right. So the GBI sales analysis is being linked with my product ID. That's perfect. Okay. So my second dimension is also done. I click this on the GBI sales analysis tab. We are back here. Okay. So two associations are done. Okay. Now what I need to do is that I need to add my third dimension, which is my time dimension. I said time dimension we have not created. It is a pre-created one. So I need to make use of that. Okay. So I click on the plus sign again. I click on the association again. Okay. Now I need to search the time dimension. So let me type SAP out here. Okay. Right. When I click on type SAP out here, I get all my SAP pre-created dimensions. Okay. Right. So there are number of tables which are there and the number of dimensions which are there. So what we need to do it is that we need to pick up the time dimension day. Okay. Time dimension day, we need to pick it up. If you want month, quarter, year, that's your choice. There are 4 dimensions which are there. Okay, right. The difference between the day and month and the quarter is that to what level the hierarchy goes. That's what we are talking about. Okay, so we pick up the time dimension day out here, right, and click OK. Now, when I look at this, I give some name out here. So the name which I'm going to give is association day. Okay, right. Association day, AS day. That's what we have given it. Now, if you really drag it down, you will find there is no relationship between the two, because obviously we are using it from a pre-created data set. Okay, so there is no predefined relationship, whereas in the customer and the product, there was a predefined relationship because that was part of our ER model. Okay, here we are not picking up from our ER model, so we need to be careful about this. Okay, so what we need to do, and then you get to see the error message also out here, which is the red mark. And if you click on it, it would say that there is no join relationship which is visible. Okay, right. So what we need to do is that we need to define a relationship between the date and the date. Date and the date. Okay, how do I do that? I pick
Sir,
up the
could
date.
you repeat the association process, sir?
This is the third time I'm doing it. So should I do it from the first one itself?
First one I missed, sir.
Sorry?
First one I missed, sir.
Okay, let me complete this and then I'll redo
Okay,
that.
okay.
Okay, just let me complete this. Okay. What we need to do, if the relationships are not being defined, select the date on the left hand side of the table and drag it and drop it on the date on the right hand side of the table. That's it. It's as simple as this. Okay, right. So once this is done, error message has disappeared. Okay, right. You click on this GBI sales analysis. You are back into this. You'll find 3 dimensions have been, 3 associations have been created. Okay, you save your work. And deploy. You save your work and deploy this. Okay, right. Yeah, for those who have missed, I said what you need to do is that you need to click the plus sign. Okay, you need to click the plus sign, get into the association. Okay, right. It would give you list of tables and the views which you have created. let's say I want to create an association with my customer. Okay, I select my customer view, not the customer tables. Okay, I select the customer view, click OK. Right. Give the name, give the business name, whatever name you want to give it. Okay, so let's say I give this to be AS2 customer. Okay, right. Make sure it is done. Okay, the relationship is being done, and that's it. Okay, once you are back with this, you would get okay. That's all what you need to do it for the customer, for the product, as well as for the time.
Sir,
Okay.
for time, how to take it, sir? Time dimension we have not created earlier.
Okay. I need to redo this. Okay. See, for me it is okay. You click the plus sign. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Association. Now you need to search SAP out here because it's,
SAP.
time dimension is pre-created. Search for SAP. You will get all the 4 time dimensions which are pre-created: day, month,
Okay.
quarter, year. So we need to take the day.
Okay, sir.
Because it has a predefined hierarchy up to the day: year, quarter, month, day. Okay.
Okay.
This one, a month would go up to the hierarchy for year, quarter, month only. Okay. So that is how it, right? So select this and then define the relationship between the date to date.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that's all.
Okay.
So do this. Since I've created one extra, so I'll just delete that. Okay. Right. So once this is done, make sure you save your work. Okay.
Sir, it should be a view type only, sir. We have to take the view one only.
Only view, not the tables. Only view.
Okay, sir.
Right. Only views. The 2 views which we have created, that is what we need to take it.
There is no mapping for the time dimension between the attributes.
No, you need to do that, not date to date. That's what I said.
Okay, sir.
Left hand side date to the right hand date. So drag the left hand side date and drop it onto the right hand side date.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, mapping. Otherwise, it would give you an error message.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's established. Okay.
Yeah. Once this is done, save this. You would get to see 3 associations here with whatever names you have given it.
Okay, sir.
Right.
We have to save and deploy now, sir.
Yeah, you need to save and deploy. Right. So once this is done, our model is now ready. Okay. First data mart model is ready. Okay. Right. Which would look like this. Okay, maybe a better one I can create it. Okay. So you have a sales analysis fact table where we have quantity, revenue, discounts, okay, plus 3 more for the USDs, right? Okay, and then you have a customer dimension, okay, with 6 attributes. You have a product dimension in 6 attributes, and then you have a time dimension. Okay, right, that we have not checked how many attributes are there. I think only the date is there, right? So this is what we have. Okay, this model gets created now. Now this is ready to be used for analytics. Okay, now this is ready to be used for analytics. That's what we are trying to work. Okay, right. So far so good. Everyone is with me.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. So,
Yes, sir.
good. Now what we do, we had enough of this. Okay. We go to this product switcher next to the Z icon on the top right corner. Okay. On the top right corner, the product switcher. We click on this. We jump to the analytics. My warehouse, one part of the warehouse thing got done. Okay. We jump into the analytics. Okay. You reached here.
Yes.
Okay. What we need to do is that we need to create the stories. Okay. We get into the stories. Want to create a new one. Okay. So we pick up the report template. So it says, what design mode would you like to use it? Classic design experience or optimized design experience. Okay, so the classic design mode provides all existing feature and the functionality you may have already used in SAP Analytics Cloud. Optimized design mode provides an improved experience when designing dashboards. So if you want to really get into the dashboards, so we recommend optimized one. Otherwise, traditionally we say that, okay, go ahead with the classic design experience. So let's go ahead with the classic design experience for the time being. And I said that create. Okay. You reached at this stage.
Yes, sir.
Right. So what we have a story, we have a data. These are the two tabs. Okay. Story would give you the designer window. Data would actually allows you to connect to the data, which we have not done yet. Okay. Right. And then you have these file options where it allows you to edit the story, save the story, okay, copy and paste, and so on and so forth. Here you have an insert where you can insert charts, tables, and all those kinds of control variables. Okay, right. You connect the data through this. You have the format layout you want to display. Okay, you have some more options available there. Okay, you are into the edit or the view mode. That's also is there. Okay. So based on whatever you want, you can select all these options, and as we keep working on it, we'll keep explaining these icons more and more. Okay, right now we are into a creation mode. So the format which you want for your visual to be done. So let's say layout, format layout, we select the chart and tables. Okay, that's the layout which we want to really look at it. So we select this and apply. Okay, right. So the moment we apply this, the the design board changes. So it allows me to add charts. It allows me to add the tables. Okay. Now, to create any of the story, you need to bind the data into the story. Okay. And where is my data? My data is as part of my data warehouse, right? So what we need to really look at, let me click on this data tab. So we are right now on the story tab. Let me click on the data tab. Okay. So it says, let's add some data, and how would you like to begin? So you have these options: data upload from a file, data upload from a data source, data from the existing data sets or models. Okay, so we want to upload the data from a data source right now. Okay, where is my data source? Part of my data warehouse cloud. Okay, right. So I click on this. It gives me options. So connect to the live data. Okay. Right. So when I say connect to the live data, so SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, it gives me an option. Okay. I hope everyone is with me.
Yes, sir. At the same stage.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So we click on the SAP Data Warehouse. It says connection. Okay. What was so this WC? Okay. Space ZZ016. I have shared it earlier with you. Okay, this is the space in which we are working. Okay, and the data set. Now, data set has to be your own. Okay, so if you have created these, so that means now out of 20 people we are working, only these many people have deployed it. This is clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 only. Okay, 7 people were able to deploy this. Rest were not able to deploy this. This is again a check which we really talk about. How many of you are connected and how many of you are not. Okay, and also a check for you to understand how you would monitor your students. Okay, right. So only 7 of us are there. Eighth one is mine. So I select mine one. You select your one. Okay, right, and click. Right. So now data got connected to this particular story. Right. So what I can do, I can add a chart out here. I just click the plus sign here. It automatically opens under the designer window and asks me that what kind of a chart you need. Okay. So what kind of a chart you need. So you have a comparison, trend, distribution, and all those kinds of things are available. Okay. So under the comparison, we say that bar and column. Okay. We pick up that bar and column chart and let the orientation be horizontal. Okay. So if you want to change the orientation, you can change the orientation also. But you cannot create a chart without the dimensions and the measures. Okay. So let me add the measure. Okay. I click the add measure button here. Right. So it shows me all those 6 dimensions which we added in our data warehouse, right? So let me add the revenue USD. Okay, I click the revenue USD as checkbox. Okay, right, and then I click on a white space, right? So revenue USD is being shown there. I need to add dimension. If I want to add more measures, I can keep adding more measures also. I add a dimension, okay, and dimension I want to add customer ID. Now look at it. It shows you whichever has an hierarchical view. Okay, right. Customer ID, we created an hierarchy there. Date was pre-created hierarchies. Okay, right. So you have those kinds of options available, right? So let me add customer ID. Okay, into my dimension. So it would show me revenue per customer ID like this. Okay, all of you should be getting the same one.
Yes, sir. Okay, please.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you want to basically expand this, see, there is an hierarchical variable which we have used it. We just click on this hierarchical icon on our chart. Okay. Right. It asked me to set the drill option. Okay. It was level 1 right now. Okay. Let's change it to the level 4 straight away. It started giving me in a more detailed manner. Okay.
Sir, which level you have selected?
4.
Okay. Yes, getting.
Right. So look at it, how simple, how easy it is. We created the data warehouse, okay, in a drag and drop manner. We created the complete star schema, right? And then brought that particular model out here into the analytical cloud, okay, and started creating certain visualizations. Okay, it's as simple as this. Okay, it's not very difficult, very different as such. Okay, so if you want to change any of these variables, okay, you can always do that in a simple manner. Okay, right. So maybe I add another dimension to this, the date one. Okay, right. Now it is showing me like this. Okay, became too cluttered. Right, revenue USD per customer ID per date, right? Okay, I just select this, set this. Now it is showing me only one hierarchical icon, but when I select this, it's asked me that whether you want to set the hierarchy for customer ID or the date. Let me change the customer ID to level 1. Okay, okay, it is showing me for all dates, all this thing. Now again, I will click on this hierarchical sign, click on the date and select maybe the level 4 for the date. Okay. It started showing me like this. Okay, now this is where you need to be clear. Maybe we change this to level 2. That would be much better. Yeah, level 2 is still better. Okay, right. I want to expand this out here, make it more visible. I expand it to make it more visible. Okay, so the level 2 is the year level. Okay, so it is showing me the year wise, customer ID wise revenue in the USD. Okay, right. So you want to save this, you save this. Okay, right. Where you want to save it, that also, let's say we get into the save button. Okay, It is new story.
We are not getting the save option here, sir.
Why?
Save,
Sir,
save.
not getting the save option, sir.
We don't find file tab.
Okay, get into
In
the
that
more,
tab,
more,
there is arrow
more.
button. Click on that button. Then you in a file menu you get that
Okay,
particular
okay.
option.
Under more we have save, sir.
Yeah, under more. If you don't get it on the screen, then you click on the more actually. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Give some name to your chart. Okay, by default it comes something like this, so that you can keep doing it. Okay, so click on the save button.
Sir, it
Save.
has to be stored on Analytics Cloud or
It will. Everything goes into the Analytics Cloud.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, right. So give some name, whatever it is. So RB October. Story. So if you have already created your folder, you can show it, save it in your folder. If you have not, then you need to pick up maybe the public folder and save it there. Okay, right. I think sorry, we could have gone into the ZZ16. The Z16 would be, because that's our folder. Okay, so let's get into this and save it here. Okay, I've saved my. Okay, now this is simple, easier. Okay, so we have given you one simple exposure to how to connect the two platforms. Okay, right. I'm not emphasizing right now on Analytic Cloud right now, because we will be spending more time separately on this. Okay, but what is more important is that if I'm working on creation of data marts and the data warehouses, how do I create those? How do I manage those? And how do I analyze those? That's what is the focus right now. In case any one of you are interested in basically writing those traditional SQLs, you still have an option of creating those SQLs and create the view using the SQL. It does not stop you to not to use those, because if you are a coder, you obviously write to and you enjoy writing codes all the time. Okay, so if you want to really look at those, so go back to the product switcher. Go back to the product switcher. Okay, go back to the data warehouse. Done. We have reached here. Okay. Go to the data builder. Okay. You have new SQL view here. You don't want to follow this, you go to the views, you have the new SQL view here. Okay. Right. Now, you want to create something by writing an SQL code, you can do that. Okay. And when you write that, it actually helps you to create a view of your own. Okay. Right. So that's what it does. Okay. So if you want to try it out, I'll write small SQL for you. Okay. So views, new SQL view. Right. Select here. Okay. country, sum of revenue, USD. Okay. Right. So what we are doing, we are trying to select these three variables. Okay. From
Just select country. After country, what is?
country, comma, sum of revenue USD. Okay. From where? Okay, you need to now give your own view. Okay. PBI sales analysis. Okay. This code is already written there in the file which we have shared with you. Okay. You don't want to type in, you can just copy and paste that particular code also. I'm typing it. Okay. So that I make mistakes also. This is the code which we have written it. Select year, date, country, sum of revenue USD from my sales analysis view. Okay, and the customer dimension. Okay, where the customer ID in the sales analysis view is the same as the customer ID of the customer dimension. Okay, group by year, date. Okay, and country, and order by year, date, and the country. Hopefully it should work. Okay, so this is the thing which we have written it. So if I click the view out here, okay, it is showing me some error here. I don't know why. Your model seems to be empty. Please add some columns. Yeah, columns.
Sir, date is not same, sir.
Okay, date. Sorry, this is fine. Yeah. Oh, delimited date. It is not picking up the date. It is not picked up the date.
Sir, in the second line, D dot customer ID, okay, where matching, I guess there is double quotation twice there.
Double
Second
quotation.
line.
Ah,
Customer
it is.
ID.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what I said. Now I might make mistake in typing. Normally, I don't type. Today I thought let me type it also. It is still giving some error somewhere. Formatted CSN error.
So group by why smaller lowercase.
That should not. Okay. Yes. By. This. Some also is quite fine. Where is also fine.
Sir,
I think-
before where there is a letter D. Is there? D space you have given.
That is, we identified the alias name for that particular dimension. No? That's what. F and D, we have defined it that way. These are the two tables we are using. Either you use the complete view names and the dimension names here, right? Still giving some error. Why? I've not typed it that way, so maybe that is the reason. Let me get that text. It is the same text. I just typed it. Now copied it. I don't want to waste time in debugging that. Not finding GBI dim customer. Why? Yeah. It worked. See. Okay. I also typed it the same thing. Maybe I might have made some mistake in typing some extra spaces here and there. Okay. So if you write in SQL, you do the same thing. You get an output out there. Okay. Whereby we are just trying to extract the data out of my sales view, which we have created it using one single dimension. Okay. Right. That's the one which we really talked about.
So just
If it's
before
not
the-
working, can you copy this code and paste it in the chat box?
Yeah, I can do that because you need to put this your own.
I will change the analysis name and the table name.
Yeah, because otherwise it's also there as part of that PDF file.
Yes, it's
Okay.
looking same, but it's not working. So that's why I keep these things only.
Okay, I just put that. I've done that.
Sir,
Hmm?
sir, could I share my screen for a moment?
Yeah,
Sir?
you want
I
to
am
just
just got stuck at a previous point just before SQL view.
okay.
So if you permit, sir, should I share?
Yeah. Please, I've stopped
So
sharing.
I'm so if you can see, sir, I'm stuck here up to this I have. So
This is okay.
okay, sir.
So what do you want here?
I just lagged a little behind, so I was following the PDF.
Okay, you're
which you
following the
also shared.
PDF.
So,
Okay.
so this I had made, sir. To
But
level
this you have
4,
made. Okay, so you add the date dimension also into the.
yeah, so I could not find how to add the date.
No. You click on the chart. Click on the chart.
Yes, sir. I clicked on
Okay.
the chart, sir.
Go to the designer tab on the top right. Designer tab on the top right. Yeah.
Sir.
Designer tab. Click on that. Now you add the dimension. Dimension. Add dimension.
So I will add a date dot.
Date. Okay. That gets added. Okay. Now you change the hierarchy for
to level 2.
level 2, and for customer also you change it to level 1 or something.
So this for level 1.
Yeah. You can do it from here, you can do it from there. So that's all. Okay.
Thank you.
This we will be spending more time later. So I said just to give you an exposure that how I connect my data mart into the analytical view. That was objective. Okay. So far so good. Everyone is okay with me, right?
Yes, sir. Fine.
So, sir, we have to save the query, no?
How you save it? You don't want to save it, don't save it. Whole idea was we are not spending time in SQL. He said that, okay, move out of the technical part, do it in a simpler manner.
Sir, when we save, there is an error. Your model seems to be empty. Please add some columns.
Where while running an SQL?
Yes, sir. In the SQL, we are getting that error.
No, I've copied this particular text into the chat. You paste that and run it.
We are getting the same error, sir, even though we are getting the same error. We have copied the same code.
With my views, or you change your views?
Yes, sir, we have changed.
Sir, I copied. It's work for me. I'm getting the output.
You should, every one of us, because if this thing started working in the SAC environment, so that means the model is correct. The only thing which we have changed is that writing a SQL code. Okay, for those people who are still want to do SQL writing. Okay, otherwise it's not required. Actually, because we will be doing a lot of extraction through the SAC only. We will not be doing any extraction through an SQL model. Okay, let's move ahead. We are going slow. Right. So what we have done, we created a data mart where we connected the customer dimension and the product and the time dimension to my fact table, where we had 6 measures in terms of the sales quantity, revenue, discounts, and revenue in USD and discounts in USD and the cost in USD kind of a thing, right? If you,
Sir, can you share your screen again? It's not visible.
I have not shared my screen yet.
Okay.
I moved out of it.
Okay.
Now it is visible.
Yeah, it's visible, right?
Yeah, okay. No. Sometimes I don't do that, right? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's save this and out of this. So if you remember, we had the 7th table in our database in our ER model. Okay, right. If I get into my ER model, I had the 7th table out there, which was the the GPI plan or something like that. Yeah, we have the 7th table, which is not linked to any of the remaining 6 tables, right? Okay. Now, what we are trying to do now is that this particular company, the GBI Incorporation, defined certain plans for their revenue. Okay, and they want to achieve this much of a revenue by this period or so. Okay, right. But actually, this particular set of a data says what is my actual sales and what is my actual revenue and what is my actual cost. Okay. Now, you being a manager, you want to basically analyze what you plan and what you achieve, and you want to do a variance analysis. Have you got the question right? Have you got what we are going to do now? Okay, so we have a planning data and we have an actual data. Okay, and we want to compare the actual data with my planned data and see the variance between the planned versus the actual. That's what we want to do now. Is this fine? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So we will now use the 7th table, okay, and try to link with these tables now. Okay, that's what we intend to do. So if you have not uploaded the data into the 7th table, then please do that. If you have already uploaded the data when we were uploading the data to all the 6 to 7 files, okay. So the data is required in this. So if you have not done, please upload the data. If you have already done, then it is perfect. Then we are into the business. Okay, right? Yeah. Just check whether the data is there in the planned data file.
This data is there, sir.
Yeah.
I checked.
Okay. Right. So that's where we are. Now let's go back to the data build. We get into the views. We get into the views now. Okay, data builder. We get into the views. We'll create a new view. Okay, we could have done it through that also, but I thought let me show you another way to do that. Okay, right. So you have a new graphical view or the new SQL view. SQL we have already done one. Okay, right. So we click on the new graphical view. Right. It has asked nothing. It just brought us here. Okay. Now what we need to do it is that we need to create a new view using tables, right? So I select this table icon. First, you define your search term to be correct. Okay. So that you get to see only your work. Okay. I expanded this particular table. Okay, and expanded the views, right? So this is what this is my work, which I have done it yesterday and today. Okay, so you type your search term here, the 3 digits of your login ID. You get to see your tables, you get to see your views. Okay, right. Now from this, you drag this particular GBI plan data to the drawing board. So I drag this and bring it here. Okay. Okay. Now, I've not given the name to the view. That's the reason it's showing me view 1 as of now. Okay. Now, this is where we are. So once I've dragged it and brought it out here into the drawing board where we are just trying to create the views. Okay. It gave me these set of menus. The menus are slightly different now. So you have the filters, you have the projections or rename or exclude the columns. You have an FX, which is calculated columns. Okay, you have the sigma, which is aggregation. You have the join. Okay, you have the data preview. Okay, you have the impact or lineage analysis, and you have the open in editor. Right. So these are new icons which you get to see out here. Okay. Now, what we need to do it is that in the GBI plan data, we'll use an FX, right? That function, the calculated field column, okay, to create a calculated attribute. Okay, that means data was collected in one particular format, but I want to use it in a slightly different format. That's the whole idea with which we want to really work on. Okay, right? Because in this particular data set, what we have copied, okay, the plan data only exists on yearly level. Okay, and the date hierarchy can be used for analysis as well. Okay, so what we need to do it is that we need to say, use a separate formula so that the plan values are assigned to the date January 1. Okay, right. So that means in the plan data, only the year level exists. Okay, so we are trying to take everything to that particular year. So that's the reason why we are trying to do that. Okay, let me create a calculated field and pick up the year from the date which we have. Okay, so we click on this. So FX gets created. Okay, right. And we get into the properties of this. Now, where are my properties? You get into the details. Okay. Right. So calculated column 1. Okay. So you have year, customer ID, revenue plan, and all of this is there. Okay. Now, what I need to give a business name and all that. Okay. We give a name called date. sorry, we don't have to change it. Click the plus sign here and click the calculated column here. Okay, yeah. Now here we just give the business name to be date. Okay, right. Technical name is fine. Data type to be date. Data type to be date. Okay. And you need to paste this. Better is to paste this particular text or you type it. Okay. The expression. Right.
Sir, paste it in chat box also, that we can copy.
Just a minute. You paste this under the expression, okay, or you can type it also. So what we are trying to do out here is that we are creating a calculated field called date. Okay, data type for that calculated field will be date. Okay, and we are concatenating the year out there. Okay, from this particular format, YYYY MMDD. Right. So that's what we are trying to do. Okay. Right. Once you type in this expression, you need to click this validate button to see whether your expression is correctly typed yes or no. Okay. So once this is done, okay. So this much you have done, everyone.
Yes, sir, done.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Right. So once this is done, we select the effects again. We click on the projection, rename exclude columns. Okay. Right. So we go into the details. So what I need, I don't need the year column anymore. Okay. Right. I don't need the year column anymore because we have created the date column. Right. That is what we wanted it. Okay. So either we can hide it or we can, if you want to carry it, you can carry that also, doesn't matter. But it's important that we exclude this particular column from this. So exclude column. Okay. So you select year, click on the three dots and select exclude column. Okay. So the year column would be excluded from my view now. Okay. So this is hidden now. Right. So this is what we have done. So from that year column, which was part of my plan data, we have basically concatenated and created a complete date out there. Okay, as 1st January of that particular year. Okay, because what we have in our sales analysis view is the complete date. Okay, and that's what we need to compare there. Okay. Now this is what we have done. So we hide this. Okay. Now this is what we have done now. Okay. Now what we need to do it is that we need to perform a union with the view which we have already created, which was my sales analysis view. Okay. Because the sales analysis view consists of my actual sales data. My GBI plan data consists of my planned sales or planned sales revenue. Okay, so we will unionize these two data sets and then we'll do the comparison on these two data. Now, to do this, you need to look at my screen carefully. Okay, I will drag my GBI sales analysis view. That's the reason why I expanded these two tables and the views. Okay, I drag my GBI sales analysis view and bring it on my projection. Okay, when I bring it on projection, it gives me union or join. I need to select the union, right? And when I select the union, it would unionize that. Okay, now this is what you need to be careful about. Sometimes what happens is that we leave the mouse at a wrong place, and it basically, instead of doing the union, it does the join. Okay, and then you need to get rid of that particular part in any case. Okay, so we click on this union. So I drag this GBI sales analysis, brought it on top of the projection icon, where it would show me the union and the join. I click on the union. Okay, and that's how the union happens. Okay, that's how the union happens out here. Right. So you need to really look at the details of this particular union. Make sure that union all is on. Okay, union all is on. That's what we wanted to be sure about it. Right. So once this is done, it is important that all this union all is on. So, and in the properties of the union one, make sure the GBI analysis is selected in the mapping. Yes, it is selected in the mapping, and the union is also selected in the mapping. Okay, all right. And then select the revenue column and click on the settings. Okay, right. Now, what we want in the union, this revenue, which is my actual revenue, and we already have a revenue plan out here. Now, see, look at this. It is important for us to understand. What is the data which is there in the sales analysis? I have all the actual sales data. Okay, right. So I select the union, right, and go to the settings. Go to the settings here next to the union. Okay, it says add all source columns to the union as union column. Select add selected source column as the union column. So what do I want? I just want the revenue to be part of the union column. Okay, I don't want all other columns to be part of the union column. Okay, so I select the revenue and go to the settings and add selected source column as the union column. Okay, so the moment I do that, I get the revenue also here. Okay, so now as part of my new view, I would get the revenue plan as well as the revenue. I get both the variables there. Okay, I get both the variables there. That's
Sir, can you
what
please repeat this step, sir? Revenue. How to
okay,
add?
you select the revenue,
Okay,
which is part of my GBI sales analysis.
Okay.
Okay, go to the settings icon, which is on the right hand side of the union.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and then once you do that, select add selected source column in the union. Add, which is the second option, not all source. Okay,
Right, sir.
if you select all source, then everything would move there.
Okay.
Okay, see, you need to understand, I have revenue plan in my plan data. Okay, what I'm doing it is I'm also putting the actual revenue into that particular table, so that when I want to do the variance analysis or any comparison, I can do it side by side, provided they are part of the same view. Okay, that's all what I'm trying to do it. Okay, so this is done. Okay. Right, so I have a customer ID to customer ID mapping. I have a date to date mapping. Okay, I have a currency to currency mapping. I have a revenue to revenue mapping. Okay, right. So this is being done now. So we just close this for the time being. Okay.
Sir, sir. Sir, while driving the cells, GVI cells analysis to
The projection.
I unable to find the union option.
नहीं नहीं आएगा जो यूनियन ऑप्शन आता है दिखाइए आप मेरे को स्क्रीन दिखाइए अपना.
Okay. This one, sir.
Move the cursor on the projection. Move the cursor on the projection. Projection. हाँ यहाँ तो रहा यूनियन देखिए आ तो रहा है. हाँ वहाँ मूव नहीं कर रहे हैं तो इसलिए नहीं आ रहा.
Thank you, sir. There is 2 GVI cells.
वो पहले वाला एक लेके आए उसको डिलीट कर दीजिए. उसको सेलेक्ट करिए.
Yes.
You have a delete option, I think. Select. इसको सेलेक्ट करिए. वो है ना डिलीट बॉक्स बना हुआ ऊपर देखिए टॉप राइट में डिटेल्स के नीचे टॉप राइट पे टॉप राइट पे डिटेल्स के नीचे.
Thank you, sir.
ठीक है.
Okay.
So stop sharing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So this is what is done now in the properties of the union one. So this is the union one. Okay. Where are my properties? My properties are here. Okay. When you set the mapping to the projection. Okay. Now I need to change the projection here. Okay. I changed this drop down from GBI sales analysis. See, again, you need to look at my work. Okay. What I did, I selected the union. I went into the details. Okay. I changed this drop down and selected projection here. Now, instead of the GBI sales, I need to select the projection. Okay. And it should show me now a perfect mapping between customer ID to customer ID, revenue plan to revenue plan, currency to currency, date to date, and the revenue. Okay. Right.
Yes, sir.
Right. For the same way, you can do it with this. Okay. Now, what we do, we close this. Now we get into this view, which we are trying to create. Okay. This is the view which we are trying to create. We go to the details. Okay. And we change the semantic use to the analytical data set. Okay. And change the exposure for consumption to on. Okay. Now, the moment I do it, it says measures are not being defined. Nahi hai, ek measure hai. Revenue is already there. Okay. Right. So, but what we need more measures. That means revenue is already there. I need the revenue plan also to be part of measure because I want to compare the two. Okay. Right. So, I select the revenue plan. Okay. And change to measure. Okay. Now what I have two measures, revenue plan and the revenue there. Okay. Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this is one view which we have created. Now, we want to compare these measures against what? Against the customer. Okay. Right. Against the customer as a dimension. Okay. किस customer का कितना planning था sales revenue का और कितना उसने actually achieve किया. This is what we are trying to do it. Okay. So what we need to do, we need to create an association now. Okay. Okay, with my customer dimension. So I go and click this plus sign on an association. I click on an association. I type in my search term to be 000. Okay. And select my customer dimension. And select my customer dimension here. Okay. And select OK. Right. And give this particular name as 000 as change this to 000. Yes. Okay. I change this name. Okay. Right. This is being done. It is perfect. I go back to the view 1. Okay. One association got added. I add another one to add my time dimension. Okay. To add my time dimension into this.
So after change the business name, what I have to do?
I've just came back to view 1. Okay. Click on the top, the view 1. Okay. So I add another one as an association. Again, I give, sure, now it's the time dimension to be added. So I typed SAP into my search criteria. SAP into my search criteria. And I pick up my time dimension day. Okay. Time dimension day has to be picked up. Okay. I select that and click OK. Right. Give this name, change the business name again, 000 underscore ASD. Okay. Right. This being done. Now, since the time dimension is being added, so obviously there is no mapping between the two, view and the time dimension. So what I need to do it is that I need to create a relationship between the two, from between the date and the date. Okay. Between the date and the date. That is what we need to really do that. Okay. Right. So I select the date on the left hand side and drop it onto the date on the right hand side. Okay. So this is being done. Right. So once this is done, my view gets created. I click on the view 1 again and I go back to the association. So I got two associations created. Okay. I hide the details. I save my view. Okay, while saving the view, it is going to ask me the name. So I said 000 underscore GBI plan versus actual. Okay. Right. Right. Plan and actual. That is what is the business name I am giving it. I save this. So view got saved successfully. Okay. Right. Once the view got saved successfully, now you need to deploy this. Now you need to deploy. Right. What we have done, we had a plan data and we had the sales analysis view. We basically create a union between the two and transferred the actual sales into the plan data table and created a new view called GBI plan. Okay. Now, once this is done, what is to be done is to now do the variance analysis. Okay. How do I do the variance analysis? I back to the SAC environment. Okay, right. I go back to the SAP Analytical Cloud. Okay, so I use the product feature. Click on this. I go to Analytics. Again, create the story the way I created it earlier, right? Okay, right. We do the same thing. We go to the stories. Pick up the report template. Classic. Create. Pick up. You want to pick up the blank one, you can pick up the blank one. You can, you want to add something, let's follow the thing. So it says that, okay, pick up the blank report layout. Okay, apply. You could have done the chart and tables also. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, right. It all depends on how you want to really proceed in an SSE environment. So obviously, every time we want to learn new features, you basically follow a different track. Don't follow the same steps. Okay, right. Then only you would actually enjoy learning of that particular environment. So we pick up the blank layout and apply. Okay. Now I need to connect the data. So I click on the data tab. I click on the data tab. How would I like? I would like data from the data source. Okay. Connect from to the live data, SAP Data Warehouse Cloud. So you can see that, okay, all these options are available. You can connect to anything wherever you want to. Okay, so as long as the data is readable, you can do this. Okay, right. This cloud connection, this TWC. Space ZZ016. Data set now has to be my 00 plan Excel. Okay, not the analysis. Now it has to be this particular plan actual data, right? Click OK and get into my data. Okay, right. So my data gets connected. Now what I need to insert a chart. Okay, I picked up a blank template so I can do what I want to. So I insert a chart. Okay, the chart gets inserted. What kind of a chart you need it, that is up to you how you want. Okay, so let's pick up that same bar and column, same horizontal one. Okay, let me add a measure. Okay, what could be my measures here? Revenue and the revenue plan. Okay, right. I pick up both the measures. Okay, right. So it has started showing me where was my plan and what was my actual revenue. Okay, so plan versus actual is being shown out there to me right away. Okay, now this is what we have done as far as measures are concerned. Okay, right. Now, what we do, we add filters. Okay, right. We add filters for date members. Okay, the dates where okay, for the date members. That's what we will try to add out here. Okay. Want to do it for each year? You can do select all You want to select it for a specific year, you can do it for a specific year. That's up to you. Okay, right. So you have options available here. You want to basically apply for all the years, you can apply for all the years. You want to basically do it for a specific year, you do it for a specific year. Okay. As per the exercise, we say that, okay, we select only 2016 to begin with and see the comparison there. So we selected the 2016. Okay, right. So it would show you. Let me make it slightly bigger. Okay, so it would show you the revenue versus revenue plan. Okay. Now I can add dimensions into the chart now. Okay, I added a dimension called customer ID. Okay, I click on the customer ID and added that particular dimension. Okay, and you can again drill this and maybe try to set it to a particular level. Sorry. Okay, to a particular level, to level 4. Okay. You start getting it how customer wise the plan and the actual revenues are working. Okay, right. Now if I want to do the variance analysis, so you have these 3 dots on your chart. On the right hand side of your chart, you have these 3 dots available. You click on this. Okay, so you have an option. Compared to
Inside compare
to open variance panel. Okay, right. You want to do that variance analysis, you can do that. Okay, so you can open that variance panel and try to do this there. Otherwise, it is also visible very clearly out there. Okay, right. So here what you need to do. Okay, so under the create variance, A minus B, or compare A, enter revenue. Okay, to revenue plan. Okay, under the display options, select the percentage. Okay, so this is what we are. And you can deselect the numeric, right, so that it makes you very clear. Okay. And this is the chart which you get out here. So a complete variance analysis in percentage term. So it actually tells you how the revenue plan and actual revenue has behaved across these customers. Okay, right. Once this is done, you save this. You save this particular story of yours. So click the save button. Click the save button and save this. There. Okay. Okay, so that's how we do that. Whatever stories we have created, that's stored here. Okay, it looks like only 6 people are working on the cloud. Okay, Either I am fast or they are slow or they lost.
First story I could create, but in second actually some internet issue happened. So
okay.
so that after the SQL parts are you created that mapping.
Plan versus actual that
Yeah,
you're
so
not
there
able to
I
do.
got stuck, sir.
Okay.
I will do this homework today.
Yeah, no issues. You can keep doing that of your own. Okay, and that's what right. So this is all for today. Okay, if you have any questions on this, please feel free to ask. Okay. What we did was basically created a data mart to begin with, where we connected the customer dimension, product dimension, and the time dimension, and created an association with our fact table where my 6 measures were there. And once that particular model got created, we took that particular model into the SAP Analytics Cloud, and there we basically created one simple visual. Okay. Then the second thing which we did was that we had a planned table, planned revenue table. Okay. We connected that planned revenue table with my actual revenue model. Okay. And tried comparing the variance across various customers for a particular period, 2016 year. Okay, you can do it for any year or couple of years. That's a simpler thing. You can keep doing that. Okay, so that's an exposure which we wanted to give you. Okay, so this is one we have done it today. I hope you understood the environment. Okay, it's simple, it's easier, it's all drag and drop, no coding, but basic understanding is required in terms of databases, in terms of data warehouses. Okay, and for analytics, you need to be very clear about what to see and what not to see. Okay. Any questions any one of you have?
All fine, sir, but we need to work on it.
I know that that's
Yes,
the
yes.
reason why. See, that's what I said yesterday also.
We have to work on it.
The thing is, whatever going on, linking those things to the real environment.
Oh.
So
Practicing simultaneously also
becomes difficult.
Yeah.
I know that. See, that's the reason why I've shared that complete.
In between, I lost somewhere today.
It happens. It happens. Either you look at my screen or you do
Yes,
your
that is the
own.
problem.
Okay, that do happen. Okay, because in an online environment, that's the major challenge. In an offline, you still carry everyone with you. Okay, but what I suggest is that we still have 18, 19 people. Okay, so those who have lost track, I request them that follow that PDF step by step. Keep doing that. Okay, complete it, and that's what would give you a better clarity. Okay, you may get stuck somewhere. You may not. Okay, if you follow the instructions line by line, it would be easier, it would be simpler. Okay, right. So you must do that before, because tomorrow we are going to do another case study, where we are trying to talk about what happens if the merger takes place between the two companies. Okay, and how they basically consolidate their data into their data warehouses. Okay, and then how you go about doing the analytics on top of okay. So that's the next case study which we will be doing tomorrow, and if time permits, we'll deep dive into the analytics cloud also. Yeah. And also we have given you an access to the platform for 1 month. Keep practicing more, and even in case you get stuck, you need to come back and share your problems. Right, all good for the day. So See you
Thank you, sir.
tomorrow. See you
Thank you, sir.
tomorrow. What time?
9:30.
9:30. ठीक है. That.
We start by 9:20, but we keep logging in. Right.
Right. Oh, good. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
More you practice, more you enjoy. Actually, it's a wonderful tool, wonderful tool. Very simple. Because I personally worked with the earlier environments. It was very, very difficult. Okay. This is much simpler, much easier, and easy to relate with the actual theories. That's what it is. Okay. Right.
Exactly.
Chalo. Good. Thank you. All the
Okay,
best.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, everyone.